Hey everyone, and welcome to Drive Steady. My name is Andy, and in this video we're here to check out the C8 mid-engine Corvette. Alright guys, we're here at a local Chevrolet dealership where the C8 will be on display, and I'm super excited to see it. Now, I remember when the C7 first came out and its first display auction or display event was at the Peterson Museum. I remember going to that and being super excited, and I can't make up my mind on which one I'm more excited about or feeling more excited about. Was it back then when the C7 was revealed, or is it for the C8 Corvette? Nonetheless, I'm super stoked. I don't know if I'm coming through in the video. I'm almost giggling here in anticipation to see it because I'm a big Corvette fan. Some of my favorites are the C2 Corvette, of course, and the C3, probably from around the 68 to 72 time frame or model year runs. And in addition to that, I love a C4 Corvette in red. Something about that car just sings to me. And of course, we have the last generation of the front engine Corvette, and that's the high horsepower C7 ZR1, which we have to pay respects to. But that's enough of the Corvette history. Let's go inside and look at the future of Corvette. All right guys, so they've got a bunch of Corvettes out here before the unveiling, but it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like, the C7 that is, once I get a glimpse of the C8. But here's a Z06 here. It's a couple Z06s actually, and some base Stingrays. Nonetheless, like I said, I'm excited to see the C8 and give you my thoughts on what I think of it in person, and actually also how it compares to the C7. This looks really nice in person. Now, looking at these lights, these definitely resemble the C7 headlights. I don't know, I didn't see them in the pictures, but now when I look at them, they look like a long, elongated, stretched version of the C7 headlight. It's very nice. Another thing that I really like are these hood angles, or the way it's sculpted is very nice. This part here reminds me a lot of a Lamborghini type setup, and of course you've got the Corvette cross logos here. In addition, down here you've got the openings for the cooling. Here you've got the front cameras that come, I believe, as a part of the 2LT package, if I'm not mistaken. But then again, I might be mistaken. I haven't really looked at the order guide in detail. And here is the other camera. And again, Here's that headlight. It is a very mean looking headlight. Very, very nice. Just the overall front design of this car is very, very nice. Now, moving on to the side here. There's a bunch of people, so look at the wheels. These are the Z51 brakes. This car is equipped with the Z51 package. Now, separately, here's the front spoiler for that Z51 package. Again, the wheels. These are the Michelin Pilot Cup Sport. No, I'm sorry. These are the Michelin 4S Summer Performance Tires, 245/35 ZR19 here in the front. And as I go to the back, you will see that they are staggered at 20 inches. And the next piece here is something that I was very interested to see in person, and that is this mirror design. And I must say, it is very nice. This reminds me a lot of what the European manufacturers are doing with their headlights. This is a really nice piece. Very nicely designed, in my opinion. That is very, very nice. Nice looking mirror there. And the side scoop, you can see that the trim piece comes off separately along from the door. There's the rest of it. Let's see if we can get this door closed so I can show you a view of the air intake scoop here. Let's go this way. Alright, we'll come back to it, but let's just keep going here. The side profile from the back here is also very, very nice. I must say, one of the things I did notice about it is that it is a pretty long car. It is definitely longer than a C7 from an initial glance. I'm not sure what the exact measurements are, but it is long. I think it is still equally proportioned, even though it is a bit on the longer side. Next, let's look at these back tires here. Like I said, these are 20-inch tires, and these are sized 305/30 ZR20, and you can see the Z51 brakes, the Z51 designation there. It's a nice wheel. Let me come along to the side here, get a view of this intake scoop. There you can see that is definitely going to be used and be instrumental for cooling this engine in the back. Coming to the engine cover, I think this is a very nice design here. This looks really, really good in person. It is painted in carbon flash, and it is very nicely done. Here is the camera. That is the camera for your rear view mirror. And of course, here is the engine.
I'll be right back.
In addition to that, this is something I noticed. This is a carryover. They did this in the C7. Look at that. These are little Corvette logos. Nice attention to detail in the C7. I mean, I'm sorry, in the C8 from the C7. Very nicely done. Let's come around to the side here. Here's the back. Now, this is another controversial piece about the Corvette, and a lot of people don't like these taillights. I think they look pretty nice along with the rest of the rear. And I have to say, it is a little busy. It's very, very angular. I don't know if it's coming through in the camera, but one of the things I don't like about it is the Z51 wing. A lot of people are looking forward to the high-rise wing, but I maintain my dislike for the Z51 wing. Coming down to the exhaust there, and of course they went away from a little bit of the tradition from the center-mounted exhaust, and now they are mounted separately on each side. Here you've got a little bit of the cooling. That is an open vent where air is coming out of. Very nice. And come around here for the side. Long line here to sit in this thing. It's very popular. Let's see here from the side. Not much different here. Here's your gas tank. Let's see if this is open. Yes, it is. It's a capless fuel tank. Interesting. And here is that mirror design again from this side. And now rounding it out here.
No, we had some good cars in those days, but I mean when Honda and Toyota started making this,
Turn it over.
I mean, I was a mechanic.
Yes.
I couldn't make any money on
Very, very nice. Here's the Targa top off.
Yeah, these cars they were making me rich.
And I'm glad to see that this has the gray interior, which I will show you guys once I get you inside.
Buy two of them.
Alright guys, I'm fortunate enough to be here a little early before it starts, so there isn't much of a crowd. I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity and show you guys the seats. So here you've got the GT1, the GT2, and the Competition Sport. So let's look at these individually. So here's the GT1 seat. Just go really slow across. I really like this stitching. It's going to be really interesting to see if you can get these in a deviated stitching color, maybe in a red or a yellow. Unfortunately, you've got the sign here, please do not sit in the display, as I would like to sit in there and give you guys an idea of how I fit in there, but unfortunately not happening in this one. Maybe I can sit when they reveal the actual car. Let me see, you've got a side airbag here on the side here. There's another side profile view of the seat. And additionally, you've got the adjustments. I believe this is a 10-way adjustable seat in the GT1 configuration. Let me come over to this side. Not really much going on, but just for perspective view. There you go. Coming over on into the GT2 seat, and this one's really, really nice. I like this one. I think this is the standard seat in the 2LT trim and the 3LT trim, but you can see that this has the red stitching, which I am a big fan of. In addition to that, you've got this carbon fiber weave, which looks very nice and expensive. That is a really nice piece of carbon fiber. But going down into the seat, you can see that this ventilation pattern is different. I believe these seats are ventilated as opposed to the GT1 seat, which is not. And you can see that they've got some extra perforation here for the cold air to come through. And there's just a different pattern here with regards to the seating and the threading and the way it's all stitched together. So that's really nice. It looks like the cushioning here is also a little bit more on this GT1 seat, at least at the seat bottom. I don't know if you can tell. Look at that. And also look at that. That looks like it's more bolstered here, and looks like there's a little bit more cushioning in the GT2 seat. But nonetheless, that's the GT2 seat. And here is the Competition Sport seat. Here we go. Let's zoom in on this one. You've got the cross flag of the Corvette embroidery here. Again, you've also got the carbon fiber pieces here. And coming down here, this area here, right here, in addition here, and again here, seems like it's in a cloth type leather, and not leather, I'm sorry, cloth type material, and it's more for these high wearing areas. So you've got it here, you've got it here on the seat back, you've got it here as well where your bottom is, and in addition you've got them here. But separately, this area here, leather, this piece here, leather. Same goes for this side here, and the center is also in leather. So this is kind of a hybrid seat. It looks like, from a bolstering perspective, this seat and the GT2 seat have got the same bolstering as far as for your torso area, but I can tell definitely that the bottom bolstering here on the Competition seat is a lot higher compared to the GT2. I don't know if it's coming out in the video here, Let me see if I can lower down here for a better perspective. These side bolsters, or at least the bottom side bolsters, are much more protruding in the competition seat versus the GT2 seat. And something else that I'm seeing here as a difference between the competition seat and the GT2 seat and the GT1 are the seat backs. This looks like it's more of a gloss finish here. I don't know if that's coming through. And in addition to here on the side of the seat, coming over into the GT2 seat, you can tell that this is plastic. And the seat back looks like the gloss. And then when you come over into the GT1 seat, you've got all plastic everywhere. Okay guys, so here we are on the other part of the display, and these are the steering wheels. This is the leather wrapped one. I am very happy to see that Chevy is putting a leather wrapped steering wheel in the mid-engine Corvette. One of the things that is very nice are these metal touch paddle shifters. I don't know about the feel. I wish they had more of a clicking feel, but I mean, nonetheless, they are very cool looking. The steering wheel itself is very cool looking. It's much better looking in person than it is in the photos. I feel like in the photos it looked kind of retro, but no, in person it's very modern looking. Some of the things I might complain about are this is kind of cheap looking plastic here. I don't know about that. I wish that was carbon fiber. Maybe that'll come in a higher horsepower trim. But the center stripe in red, the overall thickness and the circumference of the wheel is very nice. I don't know how it would compare to a C7, but that is very nice. Leather steering wheel with the red stitching. Here are the keys. The one on the left you can see is in carbon flash, and the one on the right has the chrome emblem. Looks pretty similar to a C7 key. And this is the suede steering wheel. It's pretty much identical to the leather steering wheel, obviously covered in sway. The paddle shifters are also in this metal material, and again, that's a little bit of cheap plastic. I wish the Z button here is looks like it's a metal material, but the rest of it looks kind of cheap. But hey, for 60 grand, I'll take it. It's not that bad. Here are the what do you call these? The seat belts. I'm struggling for words. I'm so excited. You've got the black, red, yellow, orange, blue, and this one here is called a natural tan. I'm a big fan of this orange. This one looks really, really nice, but I'm sure the red will be popular. Of course, the black kind of goes with most interiors, and that blue looks really, really nice. And separately, let's go up here, and these are your interior colors. So you've got the natural there. Here is a jet black with yellow stitching. This is an Alcantara interior. Here is the Morello red. Here is an adrenaline red. Separately, two-tone blue. Close up of that. Here is jet black with red stitching. Here is jet black with gray stitching. And my favorite, sky cool gray. That is really, really nice. I like that a lot. I hope this reveal car has that so I can show you guys what that looks like in person. Alright guys, so these are the tires. These are both front tires. They're 245s with 19-inch diameter wheels. The one here you see on the right, this is a standard tire. This is not the Z51 tire, and you can tell by the grooves in the tire here. So here's a comparison. That's what the groove looks like in the standard tire, and this is what the groove looks like in the Z51 tire.
Yes, you have the lumbar adjustment.
So there's this little bit of a difference there. Here it is for you again. But again, these look like the front tires, 245s, like I said, they're both Michelin. Let's go around here. But you get the idea. These are the front tires. They don't have any rear tires on display. All right, next, you've got the brake calipers. These look like Z51 calipers, all of them except for one, which I will get to in the yellow. So this is the front in black. Here it is in bright red. Let me back up here so you get an idea. And separately, Here is the Edge Red. Me myself, I had a question about the difference between these. This is obviously a darker red. This resembles something close to a Long Beach red in the C7, and this resembles more of an adrenaline red. But there's definitely a difference between the bright red and the Edge Red. And here is the yellow brake pad. And this doesn't look like it has a Z51 on it, so I'm assuming this is the standard brake pad. I'm sorry, brake caliper. And moving on to the side, you've got all the different colors. So here's Elkhart Lake Blue. Here is Rapid Blue, which is something similar to Grabber Blue that you see in the Ford model lineup. Here is the Accelerate Yellow. I know this one's a very controversial color. It looks very highlighter in person. I know in the video it looks a little darker, but I'm telling you, this is a lighter color paint. The Shadow Gray is a carryover from the C7. Ceramic Matrix, again, carryover from the C7. Sebring Orange, carryover from the C7. Torch Red, again, carryover from the C7. Blade Silver, there's the Blade Silver. Arctic White. Long Beach Red. These colors are all carryover. The Black. And here's a new color, Zeus Bronze. Let me get a close-up of this one because I know some people are interested in this color. This looks like a chocolate brown. I don't know in more direct sunlight if it'll look a little different, but I'm not a fan of it. I can see some people being a fan of it. It does have a little bit of shimmer in it. I don't know if that's coming through, but it's a nice color. Not my taste, but it's pretty nice. And here you've got the wheels. So here is the bright silver open spoke. I think this is the standard wheel. Moving to the carbon flash open spoke. You've got that. I know this is a carbon flash color, right? So you've got these shimmering or kind of sparkling type of wheel paint. Separately is the Spectra Gray Trident spoke. There's a view of that one. Let me get a close-up here so you guys get a nice color of the Spectra Gray. There's the Spectra Gray inside. Here's the rest of the wheel color. It's a nice wheel. Here is that center cap with that Stingray logo. And sir, what is this one? The Sterling Silver Trident spoke. This is just a standard silver wheel. And one thing to keep in mind, you can get all of these wheels with any car. I mean trim. You don't have to get a Z51 package to get a specific type of wheel. All of these wheels are available in the base car and in addition in the Z51. Now this is one thing that I was very curious about, and I'm glad to say that I really like it. The Performance Pewter Open Spoke. This resembles something very close to what Porsche does. They call it Aurum in the Porsche color spectrum, I guess, but in the Corvette here it's called pewter. This is a bronze type of gold finish, and I think it looks really, really nice. This is a really sharp looking wheel. Very, very nice. I like this wheel a lot. Here it is again from a distance. And the last wheel is the black Trident spoke. This is an accessory wheel shown with accessory center cap. Let's show you what that center cap looks like. But of course, this is the black wheel. Like I said, standard black wheel, not carbon flash, just standard black. This is also a nice looking wheel. I can see this one being very popular, but that's what that looks like. Alright guys, so I'm finally getting a chance to sit in this thing. There's so many people around here. Immediately I noticed that Stingray piece here, sitting in it. Now I'm 5'10", and I am pretty snug in here. Close this door. There is the Bose Performance Audio Stereo System. I believe that's 14 speakers. Sitting here as a passenger, I can tell you it's pretty snug. My shoulders aren't that wide, but I fit okay. It's not that bad. My head here is, I would say, probably be maybe an inch or two underneath the roof. If the Targa roof was on, it is clearly off here. But there is definitely a separation between the driver and the passenger. As you would expect, this wall here is coming up to about maybe the middle of my torso. And like I said, I am 5'10", or the upper part of my torso. And in addition to that, let's see if we can get this side, not the side, but the button layout here. So you've got the climate control. These look like the seat ventilation. And in addition to that, you've got here your AC climate controls. And again, these look like seat ventilation. And coming back up again so you can see. There you go. AC power. There you go. Bunch of stuff here. One thing I am noticing, just like I said in the steering wheel, these buttons are kind of cheap, plasticky feeling. I wish they were aluminum, but nonetheless, this is like a $60,000 car. It is a very nicely put together car. One piece I do like here are the air conditioned vents. These are very stealthy, very, very nice looking. The door panels. Here is your door open button.
How do I look?
Here is your door lock, looks like. Here is your mirror, not your mirror, I'm sorry, your window up and down. In addition, here you've got your memory seats for your passenger. And sun visor. Sun visor check. That's what that looks like. Alright, so let's wait and see if we can get into the driver's side. Alright, an observation, I just got out of it. It was pretty easy to get in and out of, no complaints, but I don't know, so I could see why some people might complain. It is very low to the ground. One thing that will help you when you get out is you can use the side sills as a crutch to get out of the car, for the lack of a better term, but it is not, I'm not going to say it's difficult to get out of, but I can see some people having issues with it. For me personally, no issues. One thing I wanted to also show you here is the door opener is hidden here. So that's how it opens. It's tucked in very nicely here. So you can't even see it, but it's down here. Nice touch. Alright guys, finally getting a chance to sit in the C8. I'm going to give you my perspective here. Let's get in it. Oh wow, okay. So, initial thoughts. It is much roomier for the driver than it is for the passenger. Let me adjust my seat here. There is the infotainment screen, and there is the center screen. In addition to that, you've also got the infamous center stack like I showed you. But from the driver's side, I can definitely tell you that this is a much more comfortable area versus sitting in the passenger side. Absolutely have enough room on top of me. The Targa roof is off. I feel very, very comfortable. Shoulder room is nice. Leg room is nice. It's just an overall nice place to be. Very comfortable seat. I believe this is the GT, the competition seat. It is definitely very, very comfortable. Here is the waterfall of the Stingray. And I believe this is a wireless charger here. Here is the storage compartment with the USB cable. Another, I believe, oh, that's locked for some reason. It's locked, right, buddy? Yeah, it looks like it's locked. Anyway, one thing I noticed here, this area is not enough room, in my opinion, for a manual shifter. I don't see a manual shifter here. In addition, in the footwell down here, see this? Not enough room for a manual shifter. I'm not seeing it, guys. I'm not seeing enough room for a manual shifter in here. But anyway, there's a long line here. Initial thoughts, like I said, much more comfortable for the driver than it is for the passenger. So here is the front trunk, or the frunk. This is very deep. I don't know if it's coming through in the photo or in the video here, but this is a very deep trunk. It is pretty sizable here. So I can definitely see some extra storage space with this. Alright guys, I just finished looking at the C8. They've got a C7 here. This is a, what is this, a convertible Grand Sport. So I wanted to sit in this to get a perspective of the C7 from the driver and passenger seat. So here we are. This is a base seat, as you can see. So let's sit in it immediately. I mean, it feels similar. It's not so bad. Definitely these seats, the regular seats in the C7 are more, not comfortable is not the right word, but they're wider. Then moving into the interior here, just when I close the door, it feels like that front hood is so much more visible in the C7 as opposed to the C8, where it's much more sloping down and you don't really see it anymore. The next piece I want to do is sit in the passenger seat. So let's switch seats really quick and I'll give you a perspective there. Alright guys, so now I'm in the passenger seat. Immediately a couple things stand out. This area, the shoulder room in the C7 seems like it's more comfortable or is a little roomier for the passenger seat. I feel more comfortable as a passenger here in the C7 as I do in the C8. One other thing, obviously in the C8 you've got the long kind of wall here along the side of the interior. Here it's less restricted. The C7 for sure is more of an open experience. It feels much bigger inside. As a passenger you feel less cramped, I would say, but nonetheless, this is just my opinion, and I'm sure this is something to where it depends on your body size. Good. Okay guys, I'm just wrapping up here at the C8 or Chevrolet dealership with the C8. I've sat in it, I've taken videos of it, I've inspected it for about an hour or so, and I've also sat in the C7. Like I said, my initial thoughts of the C8 is that it's a very, very nicely designed car. It's well put together as far as the interior goes. Just a couple of things that I observed about the overall dimensions of the car. Yes, it is true. It does seem like it's a longer car, but I don't think that hinders the design of it. It's still very attractive. One thing is that I wish or I hope that there is a wide body in the future, because when I looked at it from the front of the car, I noticed that it doesn't really have that bulldog stance, and that's something that the C7, Z06, the Grand Sport, and the ZR1 have. So I'm hoping that that makes its way into a higher horsepower trim C8. Additionally, one thing that I'm kind of upset about is that I don't think that there's going to be a manual transmission here, guys. Like I said in the interior view, there is no room for a pattern shifter. In addition, in the footwell, I don't think there's any room for an additional pedal, like a clutch pedal. But like I said, I wish they do that, but my hopes are not high in a manual transmission in the C8 Corvette. Otherwise, another thing is the passenger seat. As a passenger, you feel kind of restricted. It is definitely more comfortable as a driver in the C8. Of course, it is more driver-centric, but when I compared it to the C7 passenger seat, the C7 feels a little bit more roomy in the shoulder area, but of course that could be because I was sitting in a competition seat in the C8 and a base seat in the C7, but that's just for perspective view. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it's informative. The C8 is a beautiful car, no doubt about it, and thank you for watching. Until next time, drive steady.